What's good, YouTube? Look at the size of these arms. Oh, damn. Ugh. Anyways, I heard from a reliable source that a lot of the women in this town like to cheat. And, well, after finding that out, I'm kind of like, well, I guess being single ain't so bad after all. I mean, I never had too much problem with it to begin with, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know. But, man, you find out something like that, and it's just like, wait, what? Now, I'm not going to give them any shit for it because, you know, I made that mistake when I had my first girlfriend. That's one of those things I can't take back. The only thing I can do is learn from my mistakes. Yeah. You know, when you go from barely being acknowledged by the opposite sex to all of a sudden, holy shit, you have a girlfriend, you know. That kind of, you know, I didn't make the smartest decisions when I was younger. And I suppose the mindset I had when I did it was arguably not the best. And that is one thing I wish I could take back. You know, when you're drunk, sometimes when you're drunk, YouTube, you don't always make the best decisions. I've learned to manage myself quite nicely when I'm wasted on alcohol. You know, I have to be pretty fucking hammered before. You know, I've gotten blackout drunk a couple times, and I didn't do nothing stupid. I just, you know, the worst thing I do is run into a wall and then pass out for a couple minutes, wake the fuck back up, like, whoa, you know, kind of thing. And, you know, I'm not proud of it, but yeah, you know, we've all gotten blackout drunk from time to time and done stupid things. Alcohol's a wonderful invention. Well, this one person on Facebook commented something, they're like, you need to quit drinking so much, it makes you look like an alcoholic and blah 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 blah. Because apparently in some of my videos, you know, my speech sounds a little inebriated, like I've been drinking or some shit. And it's like, you know, I don't tell you how to live your life, don't fucking tell me how to live mine. Although, if I get myself a job, and with arms like these, you know what I'm saying, guarantee you I won't be single for much longer. Yeah. And then all these women that are sticking their noses up at me, all these women, okay, all these women that are sticking their noses up at me, like, you know what I'm saying, all of a sudden they see me with a girlfriend and their view of me changes quite drastically, I might add. that stuff is taking forever to dry. I got 2 little sections to touch up with paint after the whole thing's initially dry. Then I'm going to put a crystal and some copper wire and engrave it and all that good shit. Yeah. And the person I made it for, this, you know, they came over to hang out for a bit, and they seen the working progress, and yeah, person I'm making that stuff for was quite pleased with the results. Yeah. Well, basically, when one of your good friends who's a girl tells you this shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, she basically told me that you shouldn't feel bad about being single because a lot of women in this town like to cheat. That's what she said. I know that's an old joke, but that's literally what my friend said. And yeah, you know, like, holy fuck, dude. Small town drama, gotta love it. And there is also another advantage to being single and not stereotypically sexually active like the stereotype for someone of my gender or my age would be, you know. I don't have anything, I don't have kids, you know what I'm saying? So that's a good place to be, you know. Well, it does suck that, you know, time to time, you know, getting lonely and shit, blah, 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 fuck all that, okay? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's a coping mechanism. When you're different, you know what I'm saying, it's just harder to find companionship, you know. Unless, of course, you find a girl who's into the same shit you're into, then, yeah, then it pretty much just works itself out. But that YouTube is a rarity indeed. Yeah. You know, I was making jokes about my sex life on Discord the other day, and one of the people I was talking with on Discord basically said that some of the people who talk to me in chat haven't even had sex yet. You know, the fact that there were dudes out there, you know what I'm saying, that kind of thing, and it's just like, well, that kind of trips me out a little bit, you know. Just knowing that there were dudes who were in that predicament that I was once in, you know, so I kind of sympathize with them a bit, you know what I'm saying. You know, unless you meet someone special, it really isn't nothing to, you know, throw a party about, you know. Sex is just sex, pussy is just pussy, you know what I'm saying? Unless you meet someone special, then it's different, you know what I'm saying? Totally different. Oh, got pipe ash all over my arm. Yeah. But, you know, and that's just the thing of it, man, is, relationships shouldn't have to cause drama, you know. I don't know what it is about me, YouTube, but it's like I've mentioned before. I seem to attract people into my life. I don't know how I do it, but in the past, I have attracted people to my life that take advantage of me, you know. And what I mean by that is, you know, they take advantage of my kindness kind of situation, you know. And, you know, at some point you're just like, what's the point of being a kind person? Because people are going to fuck you over, right? But that's not necessarily the best way to look at it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta have a yin and a yang. Be generous, but not too generous. Also, you gotta be, what's the word I'm looking for? You gotta watch your back, YouTube, is what I'm saying. Yeah. Because, unfortunately, there are people out there that will do anything they can in their power to fuck your life up. Just because they can, because they're jealous, because whatever, you know. And it's the stupidest fucking thing in the world, you know. It really is. It's about as stupid as when you get those women. You get these women that know they're attractive, but when the wrong guy looks, he's a creep, he's a pervert. Okay, if one person looks a little too much, I can get how that's creepy. But at the same time, it's like, well, if you know you're an attractive woman, you know that guys are going to check you out. That's just the nature of it, right? It doesn't matter if you're dressing risque or not. You know, if you're an attractive person, the opposite sex is going to check you out. That's just the nature of it. You know what I'm saying? I've had that experience where, you know, maybe there was times I checked out a little too much. Okay, I'm not perfect in that regards. I've learned from my mistakes, obviously. But at the same fucking time, you know, I've had women get pissed off at me for looking at them like, really? You're an attractive person. You take that as a compliment. What the fuck? It's not like I'm trying to force myself on you. You know what I'm saying? I tend to think there's a subtle difference between, yeah, that's what's up, to, hey, baby, how you doing? You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a very subtle difference between checking somebody out and being an obnoxious perv about it. Yeah. And I have my excuses, YouTube. I grew up around a lot of attractive women. Like, I went to high school with a lot. Okay, I'm not bullshitting you. The two high schools that I went to, okay, I grew up around a lot of smoking hot women. That's my excuse. Okay, that's not necessarily an excuse, that's a fact. YouTube, that's a fact. Okay. Yeah. And for the record, I'm friends with a lot of women on Facebook. Holy shit. It's unreal. Yeah, you know. And I've had people tell me I'm attractive. I don't see it. You know, maybe I'm too humble about it. I don't fucking know. But what I do know is that this coming Thursday, I'm going to dress real sharp, meet up with my job coach at a specific location, talk to the manager there, fill out an application, and I hope it goes good. I'm a damn good worker, YouTube. There's been a couple times in the 4 years that I've worked at Wendy's, there's been a couple times at the 4 years that I've worked at Wendy's that I've had to walk to work in the wintertime. And damn near gotten frostbite on my toes. Damn near close, but I didn't. And I might have been numb in the face, frozen cold. I didn't care. I still got to work on time, and I took pride in myself for that. That despite being this thuggish, goth, hippie, stoner-looking motherfucker, that I actually have decent work ethics. You know what I'm saying? And that's what trips people the fuck up, is the way I look. Okay, the way I look, YouTube, you wouldn't think that I have a good work ethic, but you'd be mistaken. Yeah, it just goes to show you, don't judge a fucking book by its cover. Oh, this book. Yeah. This right here is my good book, The Magic Power of Witchcraft. In this book, it says anybody can be a witch or wizard, whatever. I disagree. I think some people are going to be more adept. I disagree with this book because this book says anybody can be a witch. I disagree. I think some people are going to be a bit more adept to it than others. Myself being an Aries, born under the goat's head and the fire, and fire is my element. Yeah. I'm very drawn to the craft, YouTube. Like, it's interwoven in my veins. There is some unseen force that draws me to the magical pathway. And I'm so naturally adept to it that I'm able to pick up on things very quickly. And basically chapter 4, as I open up to it, chapter 4 is called You Can Always Win as Witches Do. So basically this book teaches you, I've already read it, but it teaches you how to gain the upper hand in situations that are, you know what I'm saying? And by upper hand, I mean the unseen upper hand, you know. To other people around you, you're going to be, if you read a book like this, you're going to come out on top every time in situations. And the success you, in doing so, is going to be unseen. And yet people are going to be going, okay, how the fuck did he do that? You know, and kind of thing. I can't tell you, you know, the first time I read this book, how many times I stopped reading the book because I had severe deja vu moments, YouTube. Some of the things that this book has taught me, I've already done prior to reading this book. That's the trippy part of it, YouTube. But if you want to get better at magic, a good place to start would be like an encyclopedia of sorts. If you can pick up a book from a library called The Encyclopedia of Magic, or something to that title, you'll have a whole bunch of terms, what they mean. Usually the Encyclopedia of Magic, or in this case, you want to, I think a more appropriate term, the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft. If you can go to the library, your local library, and check out a book, the Encyclopedia of Witchcraft. It's a thick-ass book full of magical terms. You come to terms with your magical terms. You learn them, know what they mean, and then once you figured out what they mean, you can actually start studying them separately and working with them in your daily life. You know what I'm saying? And this book does contain spells in it. This book contains spells on how to gain money, how to gain love, how to gain a whole bunch of different shit. So you could literally use this book to do a lot of things in your life. Set this magical book down. Okay, now here's the problem, YouTube. The biggest problem with practicing magic is that some people get into it thinking that, you know, they think, oh, they go into it with a skeptical mind, if that makes any sense. A lot of people who are trying magic out for the first time are thinking, oh, la-di-da, what the fuck is this shit? You know what I'm saying? They go into it with a very skeptical mind, and two things could happen. One, they don't do it exactly right, and nothing happens, and then they end up thinking it's all bullshit. Or two, they do the spell to a T and it works so well that it opens up a gateway, a portal of some sort, and it fucks up their life. So you have to understand something, YouTube. When you are working with magic, you are playing with fire. Okay, and I don't just work with magic, I also work with spirit energy. I can also, what's the word I'm looking for? I can also lucid dream. I can lucid dream to the point where I can actually physically manifest in a different form into someone else's dreams. And I can physically fuck up their dream world like that. Literally, like that. I can physically fuck up someone's dream world like that. It wouldn't be challenging. I've done it before. I've used my awesome lucid dreaming powers to fuck with people who were bullying me at Job Corps one time. And after a week of doing it, I slept good, mind you, but the people I was doing it to were starting to lose sleep. Okay, that's how bad it was getting. The people I was doing it to were starting to lose sleep. And eventually they quit bullying me, and eventually after they quit bullying me, I quit fucking with their dreams. Ugh, the election's a political mess right now. And with these close to having it done with. The hardest lesson to learn in life, YouTube, is don't get attached to somebody too much, because they can hurt you in the end just as much as you can hurt them. And I was talking a lot of shit about Stexer in one of my previous videos, but that's only because somebody had pretended to be him on Discord and, you know, basically got me and a whole bunch of my minions pinned against him. And he came on Discord the other day and we talked things out, you know, and I think it went really well, and we've patched things up. We're no longer fighting, and we realized it was just a big misunderstanding. My mind's not here right now, thinking about what happened earlier. Holy shitballs. But, yeah. And when you're fucking around with magic, you have to be so careful, YouTube. You have no idea. I know people who are much older than me that have been practicing magic for a lot longer, and they've done things that have pretty much, you could say, sealed their fate. Yeah. Yeah, I'll fuck with demons and fallen angels and shit like that, and minions from hell, and summon gateways and shit like that, you know. stuff that would make a Lester Crowley go, that's what's up, you know what I'm saying? But I do it with a mutual respect. You know, I have no fear of what comes out of whatever gateway. Nothing scares me. Because I don't give a fuck how big or bad whatever comes out of that gateway. Because the demon that I am is way worse. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? But with that, I have a mutual respect because I understand that this is only my human form and that unleashing certain things would not be good if you're not adept enough to handle whatever comes out the other side. You see what I'm saying, YouTube? Yeah. But yeah, YouTube, when it comes to magic, it's like getting into a freshly filled hot tub. Tread lightly. You know, the thing about diving into a hot tub, I mean, not physically, but like just getting right into a hot tub, you run the risk of burning yourself. You know, because it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Magic is, to a degree, very similar to that aspect. You know, jumping right into it before you're used to it, so to speak, you could really do some kind of damage, you know what I'm saying? So when it comes to that kind of thing, you have to be very, very careful. YouTube, you have to be oh so careful. And, yeah. Even if you try to keep people out of your life as far as personal business goes, sometimes people have a way of just hearing about it, you know. It happens, it's life, you know what I'm saying? But just, you know, when you hear certain things about people, you know what I'm saying? Like, you hear things on Facebook from random friends that you have, you know. And, one of these girls that I'm friends with on Facebook was asked about the dating scene in Casper, you know, and her response was, meh, slim pickings, you know, kind of thing. And then you throw into the fact that if a lot of people are cheating on each other, then it just, no, it makes things messy, you know what I'm saying? And I know for a fact that when you're going steady with someone and there's little to no drama with that someone and there's no fighting, the two of you get along great, it's nice, it's a nice change of things. But finding it is a rarity, especially if you live in a small town where that kind of thing happens, where everybody's cheating on each other. People are, what I'm saying? People, like, for real, what I'm saying? That kind of, it kind of makes vibes weird, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just vibes, but like the dating scene in general. It makes people less trustworthy of each other, which means people in the long run become more reclusive, unhappy with their relationships, all kinds of things, And if you've been with somebody for a couple of years and all of a sudden you're unhappy with the marriage you're in or whatever, you have your reasons, I'm not here to tell you otherwise. But at the same time, if you've been with somebody for a couple of years, because once you've broken up with that person, getting back together with them is super awkward at first, because it just means you're going to have way more trust issues afterwards. So that is something to consider when ending a relationship with somebody. Is it, and you have to ask yourself reasons. Why are you ending the relationship with that person? Or a relationship, when you first get it, is like a brand new car. It's fucking awesome. You gotta show it off to everybody. Oh, look what I got. Brand spanking new off the lot. And the dealer claims that this car has low miles, low maintenance, trouble-free. All your buddies be driving around in cars, and you think to yourself, "Oh, driving a car sounds awesome. It looks like a lot of fun." So, part of you wants to drive a car because you're drawn to that, and part of you's wanting to because all your friends have cars, and you feel like the oddball left out if you don't. But women and cars have a couple of things in common. Some cars are older, some cars are newer. If you treat your car right, your car will treat you right. I'm being for real though. Not trying to sound materialistic or nothing, but and then some cars have been through a lot of crap, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get those people who just treat their cars like shit. And it's like, bro. And then you're down on your luck, you need a car to get you from point A to point B. Point A to point B being life's bullshit, you know what I'm saying? Kind of thing. You snag yourself a decent car up, but it's been through hell. It's been through hell. So you're doing everything you can to make that car look good, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes, men and women who have been through shitty relationships, and out of the blue, fucking, they find somebody that it seems like it's gonna work, and and if you've been through a lot of shitty relationships, trust issues can be a big thing. You meet that one person and you think to yourself, you want it to work, but you don't want to get screwed over in the end. You don't want it to be like every last one you've had, kind of thing. And you take almost a couple months to a year to do whatever, just, you know what I'm saying? That's just, I don't really believe in love that much. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, there's been times I found myself eating my words. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've talked a lot of shit about things in my life. And quite often than not, I'd find myself eating my own words. You know. Yeah. The best thing you can do if you're going through a string of shitty relationships is to just take time to focus on you, you know, really all you can do. Quite often, people are quick to make the same mistakes, that they're quick to just jump into the same patterns. You know what I'm saying? YouTube. It's very true, you know. I see it with people a lot, or I do. People who often complain about the circumstances they're in and then do nothing to change it. You know, you find people who complain about the relationships they're in, and you find that people who break up a lot and bullshit about it on Facebook and shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, if you're that kind of person, you have to stop and ask yourself, okay, is it me or is it them? You know? Because sometimes people just have bad taste in picking people to date. You know? And sometimes people just attract certain people to their lives. You know? It is what it is. Really, the only thing you can do when you're in a shitty relationship is end it. You know, you're not going to make yourself happy in the long run. And I know that being lonely can suck if you let it affect you. You know, I bitch about it from time to time, but I don't let it affect me. You know, but if you're not going to be happy in the long run, then why do it to yourself? Sometimes things have a funny way of working themselves out. Yeah. And that's just the thing of it, man. Everybody goes through shit. It's part of life. You know? It's a part of that circle of life, is we all go through shit. Some of us are going to struggle more than others, yes, but at the same time, we all find ways to overcome our struggles, whether it be, if we can't overcome it completely, you know, we find ways to cope with our struggles to make life a little less miserable, I guess. Yeah. Now, if you think you're having a bad day, YouTube, if you think you're having a bad day, take a look around you and stop for a second, and you'll see somebody who has it way worse than you do. You stop for a second, and you know, you'll see that someone out there will have it way worse than you, you know. And quite often, that's the main thing that gets people to really, you know, put things into perspective. Yeah. Magic is a lot like a game of Jenga. It requires structure or the whole thing just falls apart and doesn't work. And when you're casting your spells, it's a lot like playing Jenga, where you're pulling a little piece out and hoping that structure will still stay. And yeah, metaphorically speaking, that's the best way for me to put it. Yeah. Well, pretty much all I have to say for this video. Till then, this is KingCobraJFS with another video. Thank you for watching. Catch you all later.